Welcome to the ARK Survival Evolved Ragnarok map. This is my attempt of the hardcore mode series, where I will have only 100 days surviving dangerous conditions with only one single life, where I need to tame and raise an army of all the needed dinosaurs, as well as gathering all the artifacts required to enter the boss arena, getting all the needed gear to finally take on the alpha bosses of the map. This series is presented by Ovis. Be sure to subscribe.
Flashback.
Previously on the ARK Hardcore series, we made our way through the dangerous carnivorous cave, fighting megalosaurs and megalania to collect some artifacts. First, we managed to grab the artifact of the cunning, and we then made our way to the artifact of the immune. We managed to tame ourselves up a megalosaur of our own, although it was quite a bit of a tricky tame. Once she was finished taming, we got out of the cave, we went to collect the artifact of the brute, and we made our way into the jungle cave, as we wanted the artifact of the hunter as well as taking on the Lava Golem. So we collected the artifact and jumped over to the golem spawn, and this is pretty much where we ended.
End of flashback.
This is episode 6 of the 100-day ARK Hardcore series. If you're enjoying the series, be sure to like, comment and subscribe to show your support. So we're picking up where we left off, and we're about to go fight the Lava Golem. So we started making our way to the lair of the Lava Golem. So we're at his lair. I'm disturbing the Lava Golem. I wanted to find myself a cliff, so I could just shoot him from up there. I don't know from where he's gonna come out. But as I was running, I nearly tripped and fell into some lava. Luckily, Pro Grapple Skills was there for the rescue. And we were able to make our way on top of the ledge where we wanted to shoot from. But the Lava Golem hasn't spawned yet, so we had to go aggro him. Should I have waited until he comes? Oh! Honestly, that was a super close encounter. And there's gonna be many more near-death experiences in this episode. Can you guys just appreciate what just happened there? That was so close. This is why I keep telling you I hate lava. I think that's... Yep, this is already number 2. Seriously? They need to warn you that there's so many little open gaps here. Finally, I spotted the Lava Golem and got his aggro. Fairly sure that's him. Yep. That's him. I made my way to my safe vantage point. Alright, come on buddy, are you following us? Oh, he's quick. Oh, well, am I okay? And I got the first experience of his fireballs. Did he go down in a hole again? Come on, buddy. Finally, oh yeah, I started shooting my rockets. Alright, so that's kind of my strategy. Missed a rocket there. As soon as he's gonna throw his rocks, I'm just gonna crouch behind this. Like now. And I just fell down. I had a pretty lucky escape as he came in for a smack. Ooh. kind of hard because you can't see where the rock edge ends. I missed another rocket. This pretty much continued on throughout the fight. We shot a lot of rockets. There we lose our first rocket. So 20 rockets in. It felt like the fight was just never gonna end, and I definitely didn't underestimate just how many rockets I had to bring. I was already about to lose my second rocket launcher. Fine, I missed a few shots, but that still means close to 40 already shot at it. Somehow got me there. He managed to hit me with another boulder, but this was only the fire pump. I thought, his attacks aren't that bad. That is until this happened. Oh boy, oh boy, the boulder shredded my health, and the fire nearly drained me to complete death. Took a beating there. No. Oh. I think I spammed them a bit too much, but that was way too close. And I just shot him with a pistol. Drop out. I shot him a few more times, but decided to sit down rather than wait for my health to fully regenerate, as I didn't have any more armor left. And finally, after some food and water, I was good to go again. So I switched over to first person, and this time I would finish the job. Like 9 shots left. Got him! We got him. Alright. This is the nervous part. After some brief celebration, we went over to see what loot we got. Alright, please, Mr. Golem. Let's access your loot. Yes. Alright, let's see. What do we have? Ooh, a Fabby, and I can't tell you how happy that makes me. Finally, we have pump shotgun BPs. This is awesome. Honestly, this is really awesome. I am super happy. After the awesome find, I grabbed whatever loot I could carry and I started making my way back to the cave. I knew I only had very few grapples and parachutes left, so I had to use them very conservatively. So I broke the crystal on my way. Let's get that on. That's literally the only armor we can rely on as we make our way out of here. And once I had on the armor I needed, I thought I would try a parachute jump. But it simply didn't work. I was now down to just one grapple. And all our friends are definitely already back. So I drank my back repellent after annoyingly dropping it first. That's not what I wanted to do. Don't aggro yet. And we were back to fighting nasties. This is definitely the shotgun I should be doing this with.
The next day,
as I made it out the first room, it was already the start of day 26. I knew I couldn't use my grapple here, so I hoped to make the jump to the next pillar. But me messing up my keys, started eating stimberries instead of opening my parachute, so I was left on the floor. I now had to continue on foot. I then thought it would be a good idea to try and aggro the bats that were off in the distance instead of just trying to fly over them with a grapple. But this would prove to be a huge mistake and nearly cost me the series yet again. Not the rabies. I made my way into the water, only to find one of the bats thought that he could swim. "Get out of here, man, what are you doing?" I tried to wait off the timer of the rabies, but I was losing health very quickly, so I had to try and kill the bats. My health was still dropping, so I had to dive back into the water. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. It's tracing a lot. Finally, I was left with no other choice. I had to use Ted. Come on, Ted, come on, come on. Ted is super low health, but he's my only hope. HP. And I am on 59. Good times. Good times. After our fourth close encounter with death, I cried up Ted since he was simply not healing quick enough. And since my bug repellent was already running low, I decided to use the time left and heal up a bit before I continue the journey. I tried to look around a bit for other ways to get up higher, but I had no luck, so I had to rely on my final grapple. Right, me being the impatient guy that I am, I'm not gonna wait much longer. So, I thought I still had my crossbow. Be the safest, since it looks like there's a bit of a... I did not just do that. Rest in peace, Ted. I'm sorry for my foolish mistake. Did I seriously just... After being annoyed with myself, I finally really took out my crossbow and shot my final grappling hook. He hasn't died yet though, which is weird, and I went too far. I decided I would rather grapple down and make sure I can make the jump before releasing. Luckily I did this, as the jump was actually too high and far to make it, so I was forced to go back up and use my final parachute. So I would now have to take on the cave. It is what it is. No more parachutes, no more grapples. 6 shotgun shells, no Timmy, no Ted, no nothing. Already got a bat on me, come on. Seriously, rabies again? This was bad. This was really bad. Having rabies again that would slowly drain my health, I was just forced to run and run as fast as I could. I don't know if I'm gonna survive this. I finally made it over to the crouch point, so I would be safe from the bats. But I would now have to sit back and see if I'm gonna survive this. This will be, by far, the closest encounter to death. Is this gonna be it? My health continued to drain, and honestly, the anxiety was horrible. 7. But somehow, I would survive. Yet to tell another tale. Bruh, 18 HP. I definitely need to wait and heal up, but bug spray? Got 500 seconds left on that, so... I didn't have much of a choice, as this was the last bug spray I had left, so I decided to slowly and carefully make my way as close to the entrance as I possibly could. I knew once the bug spray would run out, everything in this cave is going to aggro on me. I'm literally holding my breath. I wanted to wait a bit for my health to regain, but I thought the coast seemed clear, so I might as well go slightly deeper in. But then I started to see them all the insects waiting in front of us. Most likely there would be some below also. I then literally shat myself as I saw some snakes fell down, and I knew they were going to be in the way of my only way out. Out of frustration, I shot whatever rockets I had left. You guys are all welcome to fly over here. Of course the Orthra managed to still split me and broke the only other piece of my armor. I now only had a chest piece left. And they still managed to shoot my freaking... I knew I had to wait. I had to wait until my health is as full as possible. Right, so I'm probably as healed up as I'm gonna be. I'm out of bug repellent, so hopefully I can lure them over to the side here. We'll make a run for it. Of course we're hungry. So we fought whatever bugs was in front of us, and we literally ran our little legs off, trying to get out of this cave as fast as possible. Kind of looks clear. Oh, there it is. There's the light at the end of the tunnel. Finally, we're making it out of here. Oh, that was definitely one of the most stressful ones so far. Zeus, buddy, have I got some stories to tell you? But first, you need to get me the hell out of here. So we hopped on Zeus, and I flew back to base. I can't tell you guys how happy I was to see my house. I really didn't think I would see it again after all those close encounters. So, I parked Zeus, and we dropped off the artifact that we just gathered. Bringing our total to 6 now already. As day 26 was already halfway done, I decided to take Hey and farm up some wood, and I brought the Anki to collect some stone, as I was gonna need to make a lot of structures. That evening, I flew over to Stego Mountain to collect some crystals, and I made the remaining structures that I would need for the next day.
Early the next morning.
Day 27, and today we're preparing for all of our sea journeys that lies ahead.
What follows is a brief construction montage.
It was quite nice to relax today, so I started by lowering some foundations. Then I built out the front triangle of the raft. I did a similar style at the back and placed some stairs. Then the glass walls so I could see where I'm sailing, and some glass at the back. I placed some stone walls in between, and I finished up the ceiling, doing a mix between half of the greenhouse and half stone ceilings. I then put some sloped glass ceilings again, and a staircase so I could make my way up. And of course I needed some railing so I won't just fall down when I'm on deck. I hope you enjoyed the little quick raft build. And there she is, our little majestic sailboat. Because we've got a bit of pirate adventures coming up. Once I was finished, I made myself all the scuba gear that I would need, and I flew over to the highlands, as I would need some Ovis to have mutton on board. Alright, so I am planning to tame some sea creatures. So I'm looking for an Ovis. I don't know if it will stay on the raft itself while I'm moving, So I've got a fridge as backup, so worst case I'll just have to harvest the mutton and put it in the fridge, but hopefully he'll be a good guy and stay with me on the raft. I don't have veggie cake yet, so I can't really tame them, and I'm not gonna get honey just yet. I'm leaving that for a bit later on. Oh, look at this! Why is there so many here? So we crashed the Ovis party. I love ARK. I love ARK. When I'm looking for an Ovis in the beginning, nothing for days. Now I come here and there's like 30 of them, just wandering in one area. Again, it's just how ARK works. So we flew our Ovis back to the raft and dropped him off. I grabbed the fridge and the electronics off the Wyvern, and I decided to place the Jenny and the fridge on the raft so it could keep the mutton nice and fresh. So I grabbed the remaining mutton I already had on the Wyvern and I put it in the fridge. I dropped Zeus back off at base as I was a bit worried a Spino might wander over and attack him, and I made it jump down. Imagine we messed this jump up. And then I saw the cliff. Luckily I have 500 HP. I forgot about this ledge. Can you guys imagine if I just died there? Oh gosh, that would have been like the worst thing. Like survive all the dangerous caves just to die jumping away from base.
The next morning.
The start of day 28, we were finally off for our little pirate adventure. We safely made it out the canyon. Oh, a treacherous swamp and a griffin. Where are you, Mr. Griffin? No, Ovis. You can no longer say "meh." It's now "Yargh." Ugh. I mean, "Yargh." Another terrible level. Hopefully it doesn't attack our little pirate boat. And with that, we were off to the open seas.
Soon after.
Finally, the open seas. What will we do with a drunken sailor? What will we do with a drunken sailor? What will we do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Yargh, Ovis, yargh! Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor early in the morning. Way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises, way hey up she rises early in the morning. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Put him in a longboat till he's sober. Put him in a longboat till he's sober early in the morning. Yargh, Ovis! Yargh, the open seas! Yargh! After going full pirate, we finally made it to our destination, and after being stuck for a few seconds, we were finally in the waters. We had to swim away from a little shark, and we were in the search for some anglerfish. Since I've been finding so many riot gear BPs but no flak BP, since riot gear requires silica pearls to make them, I decided to have an anglerfish additional to the team might just help me make all of these sets a lot quicker than gathering them by hand. So I swam around the bottom of the ocean in search of anglers, and finally I spotted two quite close to where I parked the boat. I went in to check the level, forgetting I had my HUD turned off. Finally, correcting myself, I saw she was a pretty good level, so I tried to trap both of them. It went somewhat majestically. So I started placing my stone gates, had a little bit too big of a gap between the first two, but I quickly dropped my doors in as they were swimming behind me, and I dropped the second door behind them, and it seemed like they were trapped. Just as I was out of stamina, I finally made my way back to the raft, and I decided to sail it a little bit closer to where the anglers are. I grabbed myself the crossbow and the trank arrows that I would need, and once I reached the location, I dove back down to swim back to the anglers. Once I reached them, I decided to take care of all the nasties nearby, as I don't want to get interrupted while I'm trying to shoot an angler. So I shot all of the jellyfish, and I saw one of them actually got out, so I knew I had to fix the trap. I did bring the gate with, so let's just see if we can sort this problem out quickly. Luckily the high level was still inside, and I was able to get the gate snapped in behind her. I briefly checked my surroundings to make sure nothing was close by, and I switched over to the trank darts and started knocking out my anglerfish. Alright, she's definitely trying to run. She's getting quite bloody, so gotta be patient. I'm like 4 or 5 seconds in between shots now. And finally she went down. Go. I actually think that last one I might have shot when she actually passed out. I didn't realize it. No, we're still good. We're still good. Alright, perfect. Once I made my way back to the raft, I decided to use my big brain again. So I turned on the taming tracker and sailed till I was exactly above the location where she was. Alright, that should pretty much be it. I then grabbed the mutton and the narcotics that I would need, and I made my way back down to her. I fed her the mutton and she was tamed in no time. And finally made my way back to the raft. I do think it's about to be night time. Yeah, it's basically sunny setting, so I am not going to be trying to dive down into the water just yet again. I then enjoyed the sunset, as going down in the water at nighttime is just complete suicide, so I would rather wait until the next day.
The next day.
Alright, so I think this is pretty close to what should be a very good ALMOSA or plesiosaur taming area or spawn location. Since I am going to need a very good water tame if I want to be collecting some Tuso tributes, so let's see if we can find one. I started swimming around, but then I realized I was being followed. I had some curious dolphins behind me, so I thought I might tame one. I don't know how quickly I can tame one of these. Let's have a look. Okay, you're a high level. You're not such a high level. And in no time, I had the low level tamed. Then I realized I didn't have a saddle, so he was kind of pointless. So I made my way back to the raft and decided I would grab the angler and take him out for a spin and keep the dolphin nearby just in case I need to use him as bait. I started searching high and low for the infamous mosasaur, but I didn't really have any luck. I did however see some pearls. Might as well test out our new buddy since I am seeing some pearls. I wasn't really paying attention, and while I was farming pearls, a Meglo decided to munch a bit on my dolphin. Mr. Dolphin, you're not shark bait, you're bait for when we find one of the big guys, okay? Unfortunately, he couldn't swim away fast enough. That's a 150, that's actually not bad. I pretty much spent the entire day swimming around just looking for a ARMOSA or plesiosaur, but I had no luck. So, as it was getting dark, I went back to the raft, cried up the angler, and decided I would search again the next day. And yes, I forgot to take my pearls.
Tomorrow for sure.
The next day, we made our way to the second most known location for Moses and Plesios. Once we reached, we grabbed the gear, and we went scouting again. After many close shark encounters, we finally tracked one down, so we circled back and had a quick look at his level. I then quickly went to place the trap that I brought with. 5 behemoth gates, placed about 2 foundation links apart. I popped in the gates, and I was ready to lure him in. I then had a quick check with the angler to make sure the MOSA was still in the area, and as I was about to cryo the angler up, since I thought I would be quick enough to outswim the MOSA, of course an annoying little megalodon had to come and spoil the moment. I quickly grabbed my crossbow and I killed the megalodon, but for some reason the angler was super spooked. He just swam off, so I was kind of forced to try and lure in the MOSA on flipper, on foot, I don't know what you would call it. So after a few attempts, I finally managed to get the aggro. Oh, that it. I thought with flippers and my movement speed, I would be okay. Oh, you need to swim, buddy. I don't even want to look behind me, but I got it. Oh. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I was literally one bite away from being dead, but the MOSA managed to swim out of the trap. So we kind of had a little bit of a circling maneuver, chasing each other's tails, and finally I saw he was aggroed on the gate. She's at the back. Okay, wait. Might have an opportunity here. So I did a risky maneuver, went in, opened the gate and swam out the top. But for some reason the MOSA was still aggroed on the gate, so I had to again shoot him to get his aggression focused on me. Come on, come on. And finally the MOSA made his way into the trap, and I had a brief opportunity to get the door closed. Come on, aggro on me, aggro on me, aggro on me, stay aggro. Oh, and that is it. She's in, she's in. Whew. I didn't grab all my arrows, so I hope the ascended crossbow would do the job. I think she's running. I shot the final arrow, and down he went. I quickly made my way back to the raft so I could regain stamina and heal up, kill the Ovis, grab the mutton I would need, and I fed everything to the mosasaur so he could finish up taming. There we go! Right, I am naming this one Edward after one of my very loyal subscribers. I did promise I would name a tame after him, so buddy, if you see this, let me know in the comments down below. I then cryoed up Edward and had one final look around to see if I could see the angler anywhere. But he was nowhere in sight and it was about to get dark, so I had to call it a day. That's all for this episode. I really hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you have your bell notifications on so I can see you guys again here next week.